Hello, 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 hello. How's everyone doing this fantastic afternoon? It's about 42 degrees here in Baltimore. And so it's kind of chilly, but I like it. It's not too bad, you know? But I wanted to share a tip that I learned. So, when I first started out with Lyft and Uber, the biggest question I had was, where do I start? What area? Where do I go? And no one could really tell me exactly. They would give me some suggestions, but they didn't give me a time frame, things of that nature. So I've noticed, I think it was yesterday, that around 5:30 in the morning in different areas here in Baltimore, they have surges that are in the red, which means 3 times the fare. So I was preparing to go out as I saw it, because I'm like, oh really, what? And as I'm getting ready, it's just gone. So then I was up early anticipating on it this morning. Didn't happen. So my tip to the new Uber drivers or ride share drivers who maybe didn't really notice it, I don't know, okay, look for the pattern in the app for Uber and Lyft. If you can document it, time it, of course, and then once you got it down, once you got it to a science, then those are the areas you start out at. Does that mean that these patterns are consistent? Well, they can be. They can be. But it's worth the action of actually trying it, just in case, you know? So I say that to you guys to look at your app, watch the pattern, document it. Document the area, document the time frame of the surging, disappearing before your very eyes. Things of that nature. And then when that day come around, I mean, I would say give yourself a week if you can. Like if you're a newbie, you getting started, I would say study the apps, Lyft or Uber, for a week. Document the time frames, all that kind of good stuff. The time frame within the time you're going to be working. That's what you're concerned about. Because once you and get a goal, of course your goal has to be obtainable, okay? And it has to be within a certain time frame, of course. So put a goal for yourself. Don't come in until you reach that goal, okay? When you study the app, I think it will give you a better idea to where to start, as well as save on gas and putting extra mileage on your car, because you're going to be in the zone. Okay. Also, when you find out exactly where the surge is or going to be, because you done, studied the pattern, turn your app on once you are in it. Dab smack in the middle of it. In the middle of it. Turn it on. That would better your chances. Don't turn it on when you look at the screen and it seems like you're like right beside it. No. Wait until you're in it. Then turn it on. Because sometimes when you widen your screen, you will realize that you're like maybe that far away. But if you keep the screen like at a minimum, it looks like you're like right there, and you're not. And you'd be wondering, why am I not getting this ping? What's going on? Uber is out to get me. Lyft is out to get me. Oh my gosh, they got favoritism and so on and so forth. That necessarily don't have to be true. But speaking of favoritism, I wouldn't call it favoritism, but Uber does know who work full-time So they will make sure if those particular drivers are in the area along with you as a part-timer, those full-timers are going to get it. They're going to get it because they're full-time, and that's how it is. And if you don't Uber a lot or Lyft a lot, then when you do go out, you may find yourself sitting for a couple minutes before you get a ping, because they're going to make sure all the others, even if they're part-timers, but if they have been out here pretty frequently, they're going to make sure they get those pings. Believe you me, Uber knows where you are, you know, at all times. So they know if you are, you know, of course working because it's a flash, but they also know your location if you're at a standstill or not. So they are fully aware of your locations. So that's the first tip, is to use that app and study it for about a week. And the reason why I said a week, because you got your Monday through Sunday, and you know, see, okay, Monday this and that happened around this time, Tuesday this and that happened around that time, Wednesday so on and so forth, Thursday, keep going. And then when Monday comes again, at least you have an idea of a possibility of getting some money, a nice amount of money, because you're going to start out at a surge level instead of at your base fare. Now, of course, in every state, the fare is different. So, but whatever the fare is, if you get a surge that is 3 times or 4 times or even 2 times, even 1 times, whatever, you know, it's extra money. And that's what you want to get, is to get that extra money. And you do that, you know. No one knows your bills or your extra money that you want, your vacation money, however and whatever you're using Uber or Lyft for. That's between you and your bank, you know, your pockets or whatever. But yeah, guys, so I just wanted to share that with you. And don't let your last ride be a bad ride, of course, right? And when you hear that ping, yes, indeed. What does it mean? You got it. Ching, ching, ching. Woo! I tell you, you got to have fun, don't you? Yes. All right, guys, take care until my next video. I have another one coming up. I have a scenario. All right, take care, guys.